Okay, let's get right to it. Do you want an easy gift idea good all year round? Or maybe you just like to keep a steady supply of quality crafted microbrews delivered directly to your door. Either way, The Grueling Truth has a solution for you. Go to thegruelingtruth.net/beer to learn how you can join up with the Craft Beer Club and get the best American beers you've never heard of sent direct to you or that beer drinker on your gift list. The Craft Beer Club discovers exceptional craft brews from around the country and delivers them direct to you or your gift recipient. Every selection is produced by independent microbrewers employing traditional ingredients and time-honored brewing methods. Best of all, with the Craft Beer Club, there is no membership fee, no obligation, and any subscription may be canceled at any time. Choose from monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly to get the right amount of great beer to stock your fridge or someone else's. So help The Grueling Truth help you to fantastic beer year-round. Visit thegruelingtruth.net/beer and join the club, the Craft Beer Club.
U.S. delivery addresses only. Please enjoy Craft Beer Club products responsibly.
Hi, and welcome to the weekly college football pick'em show here at thegruelingtruth.net, brought to you by Gridiron Mo, an interactive football game app which pits you against other football fans across the country in predicting the next play within a live NFL game. Think you're smarter than the average fan? You can see for yourself at Gridiron Mo through our website, that's thegruelingtruth.net, or gridironmo.com. However, as we've learned on other shows on thegruelingtruth.net, Mike Goodpaster owns all the high scores, so you have no chance of ever beating him. But give it a shot anyway. My name's Oz Davis. I'll be the host for this discussion on college football. We'll be talking bowl games. And I guess this week we only have the stalwarts, the Three Musketeers, the Three Amigos, whatnot. First up, then, let's introduce Brian Schmidt. Brian, how are you doing tonight?
Was doing good until I realized that I was part of this Three Musketeer and this Three Amigos, and now all of a sudden I'm a little nervous. I'm okay with me and Mike, but the fact that you joined in on the group, I'm nervous now. I don't know.
That I joined in on I'm the host of the show, man. Oh my God. What is this? What is this subversion? What is this heresy? What is this? In any case,
I don't know. I don't know. I'm nervous now. Mike, we need to talk about this because I don't know.
It was a sparkling introduction, Brian.
Yeah, well, it was good. It was good. I have to admit, you must have been practicing this week. So
No. I swear.
Oh, you winged it? You winged it today? Oh, impressive.
Somewhat. I have notes on bowl games. I have notes on the bowl games. I do. I must take notes. You guys joke all the time about how you all don't have any memory. Well, I'm just as old as Mike, almost. I'm not quite as old as Mike. Almost as old as Mike. And what, you think my memory is perfect? No way. I got to write this stuff down. I don't remember anybody's name. I don't remember any of these numbers. I got to write it down. In any case, let's talk to our other, I don't know what you want to call it, panelist on the show tonight. He's the guy that voted for Faith Spotted Eagle in tonight's electoral college voting, Mike Goodpaster. Mike, how you doing?
What's a Faith Spotted Eagle?
Faith Spotted Eagle, yes. She earned one electoral vote tonight as the Electoral College put in their votes to make the election 2016 official.
Well, she'd probably make a better president than either one of the two that were running.
Oh, clearly.
And if we're going to be the Three Amigos, I call Billy Crystal, and you got to be Martin Short, because wasn't he in that?
Billy Crystal was not in that movie, so I will call Steve Martin.
Oh, well, that's fine, because he's a moron.
Oh, I love it.
You walked into that. Go ahead.
This is the guy that actually writes screenplays and stage plays and for the New Yorker and stuff, and he's the moron.
The liberal moron, yeah. I figured you'd like him being out in California.
Okay, we got to get through this, Mike. These shots, I love them, man. I love them. Keep them coming. You know I'm a masochist, and you're the best sadist out there, man. Right. Speaking of sadomasochism, Mike would like us to remind our listeners that he has had so far a perfect week from our last episode's predictions. You are now 7-0. Am I correct?
I believe you are.
In both seasons so far. Okay, I believe I believe
Brian is 6-1, and you were last.
Yeah, I believe I was also. I was also 6-1, but by dint of some insane tiebreaker that exists only in Mike Goodpaster's mind, I came.
Well, yeah, my name starts with a B. Yours starts with an O. So and also beauty before age. So we got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you crushed me there. You crushed me. What can I say? So Brian was able to foretell what? New Mexico winning, San Diego State, Arkansas State, Southern Mississippi. Who else did you have? You had Grambling in the first game, and who am I missing here? Who did I leave? Somebody.
No, I mean, and really, to be honest with you, that New Mexico game had me a little worried there for a while. So.
Really?
You know, I was really thinking they were gonna, have a
choke.
Not quite decent close. They were a little worried.
Well, the bright side is I found out New Mexico had a football program this weekend.
Whatever. I mean, you guys, look, you all cannot bring me down. All I know is I saw New Mexico win a bowl game, which they really do not do all that often. We got some nice shots of the quite nice-looking New Mexico logo cheerleaders. Always great to see that. They were on camera quite a bit, looking very good. And you guys, I'm just too happy. I'm just too happy to be brought down.
Well, in that case, I mean,
I love it. So take your shots, guys.
Nothing like a 50-year-old man getting these jollies looking at an 18, 19-year-old girl.
Not quite 50.
Close enough. We round up on this show.
Hey, I may be old, but I'm not dead nor blind. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Or immoral since you're a liberal.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We got to try and do this now, Mike. We're doing a podcast here.
Well, I'm ready. You're the host. You're the one that's letting us disintegrate into this pissing match.
All right.
Get control of the show. You're like an NFL official. You have no control over anything. You're just walking around with this stunned look on your face.
I'm going to go to the booth. On this one. I'm going to call for a replay. Right. All right. So any news you want to discuss from last week? Do you have any takeaways from last week, Mike? That's a good question for you. You have any takeaways?
Not really.
Not really? Okay, Brian, anything?
Well, let's see. Other than New Mexico, the game was closer than when San Diego State absolutely put a butt whipping on.
Yeah,
Appalachian State Toledo was pretty good. That's pretty decent. Southern Miss, Lafayette was pretty good. Also today, I mean, they put the butt whipping on, left, came back, and butt whipped them again. That was bad. I'm glad I didn't even.
What was the final on that game? I think last time I saw it was like 41-3 early third quarter.
55-10.
It ended up closer than I thought it would.
Nice.
My takeaway is this: 6-6 teams, 5-7 teams shouldn't be playing an extra bowl game to reward them for being mediocre.
Yep, I got some rants this week, that's for sure, because we're going to be talking about. We're talking about.
I got to take my son to school at like 8 in the morning, so we only got 10 hours.
Yep, we'll get it in. We got 10 bowl games.
That's what she said. Go ahead.
10 bowl games. We got time. We got 10 hours. We got time. Right. So let's get right to it because this might take a while. First game, the Poinsettia Bowl, December 21st. BYU versus Wyoming. I love this game. This is like an old Western Athletic Conference game. Let's say Mike. We'll let Mike go first. What do you got on this game, Mike?
All right. My only concern here, BYU's won 7 of their last 8. Their quarterback, Taysom Hill, whatever the hell kind of name that is out. Their backup, though, Tanner Mangum, I think is his name, only thrown 15 passes this year, but he played really well last year when Hill got hurt last year. Wyoming, I mean, they're great on offense. They're terrible on defense. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They do have a good running back. I think his last name's Hill, ran for almost 1,800 yards, 21 touchdowns. I just don't think they got enough defense to win this game, so I'm going to go with BYU.
Okay. BYU is only allowing, 19.4 points a game? That's top 15 in the country. So do you think Wyoming's going to put up any points on the board here? They have a very balanced attack. They put up like 450 yards. That's almost 50-50 passing and rushing. Can they put up points, though?
Well, they can put up points. I just don't think they can put up enough points. I mean, I think they're capped. I don't think they score more than 20 or 24. I think you end up with a game that's like 41-20.
Okay. All right.
Because Wyoming is streaky, too. Wyoming will show up one game and play great, and the next thing you know, they're losing to New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah, and blowing their chance of the playoffs for their conference, yeah. What do you think, Brian? How many points can they put up, and will it be enough?
Yeah, it's funny when we got the list, kind of looking at these games. I looked at this, and I'll tell you, I've gone back and forth all day. If you'd asked me at noon and then asked me at 2 p.m., I probably would have given you 2 different answers. I'm going to go with BYU, but I think it's going to be closer than 41-20. I think, this is one of those 30-23, 30-24 kind of deals. I like what Wyoming does offensively. I think, that great balance of run and pass and that pro-style offense, I think they do some great things. But BYU is BYU. BYU has been BYU for many, 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 many years. They have very few letdown seasons, and they've always been very good in bowl games. So even with the quarterback situation, I really think that BYU will score enough to win this game. But I think it's going to be a closer game than what Mike does.
Well, yeah, again, the book has this at 10 points to BYU. So.
And I'm also going to say this, I have to agree with Oz. This is the game that makes me miss the WAC days. I used to love watching BYU and Wyoming back in the day. Joe Tiller was the head coach at Wyoming, and that was fun football to watch back in the day.
Yeah, Joe Tiller went on to be really successful. Wasn't he the coach at Purdue after that?
Yep.
Wow. Yep. Good call. All right. See, that didn't take too long. Let's go on to the Potato Bowl. Actually, that's more formally known as the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, but I just like the Potato Bowl. I like the Potato Chip Bowl. That would be great.
I kind of like Potato Salad Bowl, but okay.
Yeah, see, there's a good one, too. I like that, too. All right. So this one is Idaho versus Colorado State. Now, of course, Idaho has something of the home field advantage here, but there's an interesting little subplot with Idaho here, and that is this. Next year will be their last year in the Division I, I guess you would call it, the FBS of college football, and they're actually dumping the program down in that Division I AA or Division II, whatever they're calling it these days. This is, of course, a team that wasn't expected to do much this year. After being rejected by the Sun Belt Conference. So a little bit of a backstory there. However, you look at this team, not too impressive. Colorado State, on the other hand, 7-5, but on the other hand, this has been a remarkable team. The one statistic that I like is allowing just 3 turnovers since October 8th. So that's 7 games, just 3 turnovers. Supposedly that's the best in the whole college system. I think Colorado State has at least the stinginess on their side. The line has them as 13.5-point, 2-touchdown favorites. I like them by that much and even more. Brian, what are you saying for this game?
This and I'm going to have this theme on a couple of games that we're going to talk about. This is being one of them. I do believe Colorado State's going to win this game. However, the one thing about these bowl games that people tend to not think about is, and we're going to talk about this with a couple of the 6-6 bowls, is both of these teams are happy to be there. However, Idaho's real happy to be there. This is, for a program that's going through that, this is a big deal when you weren't supposed to be there. Yeah. Colorado State is happy to be there. Now, we're going to talk about a game later where you're going to have a team that's real happy to be there, another team that really, quite honestly, don't want to be there. But this is one where I do think Colorado State's going to win. However, I think Idaho will they will play well because they're going to come in. Look, this bottom line, they're going to FCS here soon. You want to win this bowl game. And also, while they are talking about going to FCS, you win a bowl game here that gives you some opportunity to maybe get into a conference if you want to stay Division I. Now, whether they do or not is another story. They were a great Division I AA team for years. I think really with their enrollment, with their indoor stadium, I think that's a better place to be. But they're going to be excited about this game. So I think Colorado State will win, but do not be surprised that if it's not a closer game.
Okay. Mike, if you're still with us, do you want to weigh in?
Yeah, because I've lost like 18 pounds over the last 2 weeks. But, well, I have. Don't laugh at me. I worked hard at it. I haven't really worked out, but I haven't ate no junk, and I stayed away from the wings and the beer. I'm going to go with Colorado State. I think they win this game easy. It's kind of like if you were to put Oz in a heavyweight championship fight, he's going to want to win probably more than the heavyweight champion of the world. But it don't matter because he's outgunned, and I just think they're big-time outgunned. They showed that when Washington beat them half to death. Colorado State's won 4 of their last 5. They're very balanced offense and defense. I know what you're saying, Brian. I think that emotion will keep them in the game for a half, but I think Colorado State wins it.
Yeah. See, I want to bring this up, and this has probably been brought up before on various shows with you guys. But, I mean, you guys are coaches, and always you hear about the emotional aspect and stuff, and it's obvious that football is a very emotional game. But how much can you get from that? How much can you get from, we want to win this game? How much can you get from that? What do you think, Mike?
Well, I think the greatest pregame speech in the world lasts for about 3 plays. I think it wears off. You're not thinking about what your coach just said. And I think a lot of times you see a team come out like that emotionally charged, and if they don't get a huge lead in the first few minutes, they're done because it doesn't spend everything.
Yeah, right. Would you?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. What Mike said, however, I will say this: I've seen it, been a part of it, where when you're not necessarily the better team, but you're emotionally charged, and you do come out and hit them in the mouth. I've seen the better teams have that, oh, I can't believe that just happened moment. And that's how teams stay in it. So this is the kind of game Idaho comes out, they punch them in the mouth early, they make some plays. They're going to stick. They can stick around a while. Now, again, like I said, I don't think they're going to win this game.
Why don't you take Idaho? Take Idaho. Come on, you got to make up ground.
You know what, Brian, do you think that, we've spent so much time on this game because Oz just likes to say Idaho?
Idaho?
I hadn't thought about it until you just said that.
Yeah,
now all of a sudden it makes perfect sense.
Idaho. He just said it like 4 times in a row. Idaho. Sounds like he's honeymoon.
In any case. Wow.
So, anyway.
Mike, you are the man. Right. Next game up. Popeye's Bahamas Bowl. I don't like this name. I don't know anything about these teams. Eastern Michigan versus Old Dominion. Old Dominion is favored by -4. I thought Old Dominion was mostly known for its women's basketball program. I'm willing to hear the arguments because I know nothing. Mike, give me your argument.
They both suck. I don't even know why this is a bowl game, but I'll tell you what. They got the best full assignment.
Word.
I'd rather be in the Bahamas Bowl than the Final Four. But Eastern Michigan has 7 wins from 2012 to 2015, which is how many they had this year. Their last bowl appearance was 1987. I'm not sure, but I figured that's probably one of them California Raisin Bowls that the MAC used to play against the Big Sky or the Big West out there. Well, it was the California Bowl. I just figured I'd throw in the Raisin because it sounded cooler. Old Dominion's won 8 of their last 9. Now, I think this is a game where both teams are really excited to be there. I'm going to go
in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I'm going to go Old Dominion.
Okay, all right. What do you say, Brian?
Well, for me, I'm lucky enough. I've got a little bit of background on Old Dominion because I've talked to their coaching staff, and we've also had a few players come through in the last couple of years from there. This is a team that, when they were in Division I AA, made the playoffs, went deep into the playoffs one year. Then they Division 1A, they went to Conference USA. They were, I believe, in a bowl game last year. But they played well. They've continued to develop the program, so it's not a surprise to see them at 9-3. They've got a real good coaching staff. Old Dominion's going to win this game, and I don't want to say they're going to win it easy, but they're going to put up some points. They're a pretty good offense, and I think this will be a 38-23 kind of game.
Okay, yeah, that would be right in line with the sports book. All right, well, for no good reason, I'll go Old Dominion as well. I don't want to lose too much ground on a game I know nothing about. Up next, the Armed Forces Bowl, which really should be between 2 academy teams, but it's
but they all play during the season.
Yeah. This one's between Navy and Louisiana Tech. Now, this could be a heck of a game, huh? I mean, there could be a lot of offense in this game from what I understand. Is this your take on it, Brian?
Yeah, I think this will be a real good game. Louisiana Tech, solid football team, 8-4. Navy, we know about that. We know what they've done all year. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a very, 25. Yeah, this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a close, solid game. I like Navy in this. Just because I think offensively with that option attack, they're just so good, and defensively, I think they'll be able to do enough. But I think they're going to be, this is going to be one of those 30, 20, 21, 22 kind of games. I mean, I think Louisiana Tech will score a little bit, but Navy with their offense, they will control the football, and I think in the end, they'll win this game.
Well, I don't know. I'll come to you in a sec, Mike, but I don't know. Louisiana Tech can run up the points. I mean, even in the last game they lost, that game was 58-44. And here's Navy. Now, Navy was, okay, so here's the stat on that. Okay, 52.8 points per game in 4 games in November. That was best in college football. This team can also put up points, but, and this is what I want to ask Mike about, in that last game against, who was it, Temple, right, in the divisional championship game, They lost their starting quarterback. They lost their starting running back. They've had a few weeks to prepare the backup guy. I forget his name. But is that enough? Can they still turn into a scoring machine like they were before? Because they don't have defense. Mike?
Well, Will Worth's going to be back, I think, which was their starting quarterback.
Okay.
Is that correct, Brian? Did you look that up at all today?
Yeah, I looked that up. I believe he is going to be back.
So Worth is
back. If he's back, Navy, with all their starters, was a top 20 team for a reason. Navy beats Louisiana Tech 54-40. I mean, Louisiana Tech, this game's great. It's going to be great to watch because it's a contrast in styles. I mean, you got Ryan Higgins at Louisiana Tech, the quarterback. He's got 2 wide receivers, both have over 1,000 yards receiving. But this is the thing. It's almost impossible to prepare to play Navy's option. And it's a lot easier to prepare to play Louisiana Tech's spread offense. I mean, because Navy's played teams like that before. Louisiana Tech, I didn't look real close at their schedule, but I think chances are they haven't played a team like Navy. And Navy, if you remember, before Worth got hurt, they'd played back-to-back games where I think they scored over 60 points.
Yeah. I mean, they were a scoring machine. They were a pinball machine there for a little while.
So you picked Louisiana Tech on this, didn't you, Oz?
I have not picked yet, but yes, you almost talked me out of it, but I am going to go with Louisiana Tech. I'm going to go with Ryan Higgins, who has a 37-8 touchdown to interception ratio this year. I like this guy.
Now remember this, Navy plays a lot better competition than Louisiana Tech also.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Well, see, I was looking at Louisiana Tech's schedule. I don't know if they played anybody ranked all year, to be honest. Maybe LSU, but when they played them. But who did you go with on this one, Brian? You went with Navy as well, right? Okay. All right. I just wanted – this is the first disagreement we've had today, I think, so. Going to definitely mark that one down. Okay, so the next one is, oh man, I hate some of these bowls. The Dollar General Bowl. Now, I don't hate the matchup. This could be another interesting game. Ohio versus Troy. Gotta love Troy. Troy is a 4-point favorite in this game. Mike, what do you got?
Well, as long as you love Troy. Ohio. Got a really good wide receiver, Sebastian Schmidt, I think is his last name, 54 receptions, 877 yards. They're 26 in scoring defense. I think Troy actually popped into the bottom of the top 25 for a week or two. I think it's a toss-up, but I'm going to go with Troy.
Yeah, both of these teams have top 30 defenses in terms of scoring and rushing defense. What I don't like, what the Achilles heel seems to be here, is passing defense for Ohio. They're giving up 257.4 yards a game. Don't like that very much. What do you got on this game, Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Troy. First of all, have been a fan of Troy for a while. I mean, there's been some coaches that I've dealt with the air raid offense go through there, and now Neil Brown's there. They're going to put up some points in this game. They're going to be able to throw the football. But the nice thing with Neil Brown there is he's in his second year, and I mean he's continually he's getting really Troy back to where they were, in the early 2010, 2009, 2008, where they were real good football team and a dangerous football team. He's getting them back there. He's really doing a great job with the recruiting in Alabama and Florida, and he's also, because of some of his ties, he's into Texas. So, he's a guy that I think, in another year or so is going to be one of those names as far as bigger head coaching jobs. But Ohio, they were about 45, about an hour from where I've lived. I've been to some of their games. And good football team, but they're not going to be able to handle Troy with the offense, with being able to throw the football and the pace. But Ohio will score some points. So, I think 42-31.
Really? See, because both of these teams held opponents to under 23 this season.
Yeah,
and
but
you're projecting that in the first half, basically.
So you're playing too, though. Remember, I guess Western Michigan, they didn't get close to holding them to 23.
Well, yeah.
And I think, if you remember, Troy almost beat Clemson at Clemson, didn't they?
Yeah, Troy. They lost 30-24 to Clemson in Clemson. So they played with some people. They beat Southern Miss at Southern Miss this year, which again that people don't understand that winning a game in Southern Miss. I mean that's always been somewhat of a tough game to play. I don't know why, but it's always been tough. People win in Southern Miss, so to win that game was a big deal, and to almost beat Clemson the week before that. They've had a few stinker games, but again, this program for a couple of years had really fallen. This was this was a bowl team every year up until about 2-3 years ago, and then they really kind of fell off the wagon. Neil Brown last year they struggled a little bit rebuilding, and now this year 9-3. So definitely a dangerous team, and I think this will be more of an offensive game than what the defensive stats indicate, just because they're both real good offenses, and when you have good offensive minds, this is the kind of bowl game that turns into a little bit more offensive than usual, just because just always seems to be that way. I don't know what the reason really is. It just always seems to games like this turn into be more offensive. So I just have a feeling it's going to be an offensive game.
Well, wouldn't you say that games like this turn more offensively minded because the weather is warm? I mean, these games are usually played in warm weather, right? So that makes it easier.
Generally speaking. But they're just both good offenses, so I think it'll be a good offensive game. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's one that kind of pisses me off a little bit. Now Mike and other folks, Brian, who won't be mentioned, want to make fun of New Mexico because they're playing in the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, but at least New Mexico went 8-4 this year. Here's Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl going in at 6-7 and playing Middle Tennessee, who's going to be real happy to be in Hawaii. Brian, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and
it's a pretty good draw. There are a couple of key stats for me in this game, but I'm going to let you guys go first on this one. Mike, what do you got here? Who do you like in the Hawaii Bowl?
Let us go first, Brian, because he wants to see what we pick. So if we agree with each other, he'll agree with us.
No. I've got my stat.
I want to know why you're making me go first twice in a row.
No, you don't. It's too personal a reason, Mike.
I want to know.
I'd have to confess my undying love for you, Mike. And that might get too...
You have before.
Can you take that out? Oh, my God. Can you take that out of this podcast? Please edit that out. I don't want that to go in there.
All right. We got Hawaii. They suck. They're 6-7. We got Middle Tennessee State. They suck. I don't know what their record is, but they average 40 points a game. Offensively, They're really good. They got a running back 1,500 yards. They're probably going to be more excited to play in this game than Hawaii is, so I'm going with the Blue Raiders.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Brian?
Man, this is another one of those that I've struggled with, but I'm gonna go with Hawaii. They're at home. First of all, you got to look at this program, and I agree. I have a real hard time with a 6-7 team being a bowl game. I'm 6-6. I struggle with 6-7. I'm really struggling with, but at the same time, this program has been on a struggle. Rolovich took over this year. They're definitely a better team than they've been. I'm going to take Hawaii just because, again, the home field advantage. And when you talk about, bowl games, it means something. I mean, this means something in Middle Tennessee. Obviously, they're getting to spend Christmas in Hawaii. Sign me up. I would do it in a heartbeat. But this also means something for Hawaii as a program because, again, trying to get back to where they were, the extra practice time, the bowl game, even being at 6-7 in a bowl game in your own home stadium, it does help with recruiting, especially in their big hotbed, which is California. I just think this is one that Hawaii's going to win. They're going to end the year on 7-7 and try to use this as a springboard next year.
Well, that's a gutsy call, Brian, and unfortunately, it's the wrong call.
This game's a toss-up. Don't be an asshole. Don't try to feel superior to him just because you live out in California.
Here we go.
And by the way, when Hawaii wins this game next week, you will need to grovel with your apologies. So,
I'll send you a friggin' pineapple. How's that? All right.
Well, you may have to send me 2 pineapples.
Don't be an ass wiper, Oz.
Yeah, Aaron. Okay. Here's what I got.
That was the funniest part to this whole show.
That is a low blow. And you know he's probably listening, too, so let's give a shout-out.
That was a Freudian slip. You said it. All right, so look.
Actually, you said it.
You did.
Don't
you
say
slipped.
I
You're
said
like,
it.
Aaron, Oz. Yeah, I heard that.
You're just afraid he's going to come kick your butt.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, to California. He's going to come out here. All right, so anyway, here's what I got. Look, Hawaii in the past, when this is a good team, they are unstoppable at home, okay? They are. That environment, I can well imagine being a college kid from, like, Tennessee, for example, and going to Hawaii might be a tremendous distraction, okay? I can see that. But
ripping
look,
on people from the Midwest again, isn't he, Brian?
Pretty much, yeah.
No, look, anybody would love to
because
go
you
to
know
Hawaii.
Oz taking this game, imagine some hicks getting off a plane with their straw hats and a piece of straw hanging out their mouth, saying, golly gee, look at this, guys.
Jeez, come on. What? Have you been to Hawaii, Mike?
No, I don't go out of the country.
Yeah. Good one. Okay. To be honest, neither have I. But don't you think that when you got to Hawaii, you would think it was amazing? Everybody I've ever talked to that's been there says it's incredible, says it's like the best place they've ever been. Wouldn't you be amazed?
Not really.
Oh, come on. Okay. Anyway, look, here's the thing. Hawaii has been 3-3 at home this year.
Have you been to Hawaii, Oz?
I just said I haven't.
Okay. I just wanted to I thought somebody as sophisticated with your world travels as you would have been there.
Yeah, I haven't been to that part of the world. Been to Alaska, which is also outside of America. But so Hawaii is 3-3 at home this season. Not too impressive. Hawaii is 2-6 when the opponent scores 28 points or more. And again, like Mike said, Middle Tennessee is averaging 40 points a game. I mean, I'm sorry, there's just not much argument to be made for Hawaii here unless the opposition gets completely wasted and sleeps on the beach the night before. It's the only way it's going to happen. I got to go with Tennessee here. Got to go with Tennessee. I'm sorry, Middle Tennessee. Next game, the St. Petersburg Bowl. Okay, now this is an interesting one for me, but I want to hear what you guys have to say first. Is that okay, or should I just spill my guts first, Mike? What do you think?
Go ahead, and then Brian goes before me because I'm tired of being first all the time.
I wasn't going to go to you first, but okay. Look, here's the thing.
Yeah, you were. You can't prove you weren't, but go ahead.
Okay, it's true. I can't prove it. Okay, Miami, Ohio versus Mississippi State. Mississippi State is, and I found this out after I researched this sucker, so it really surprised me. Mississippi State is favored by 14 points, and I can't wait to hear from Mike about how awesome it is that they lost 7 games in the SEC this year. Okay? Mississippi State is only in this game. This really kind of pisses me off because they're SEC. They're 5-7. I think that's the worst record of any bowl team.
Well, it's the same as Hawaii, isn't it?
Hawaii is, are they 5-7? No, they're
Hawaii's 6-7.
And 7, yeah.
Oh, 6-7. Okay.
Yeah. And so that kind of really irked me. Now I'm sure I'm going to hear about how, being 6th place or whatever in the SEC is better than me in 1st place in the Mountain West and all this stuff. But I'm not buying it. And I think I'm going to get justice, and here's why. Miami, Ohio started this season 0-6 and then went 6-0 to finish 6-6. Reportedly, that's the only time that's ever been done in college football history. I think Miami, Ohio is the hot team. I think they're going to win. I think the gods are going to be righteous, and they're going to let us have the awesome upset of Mississippi State. What do you think, Brian? Mississippi State, right?
If you would have gone with me first, then you would have been able to agree with me. But
me too, Oz, you dumbass.
I am going with Miami of Ohio, and this comes back to the whole conversation of those that are extremely happy to be there and those who are going, my God, I can't believe we got to do this. Mississippi State has been a very, very average, and that's probably being nice, average team all year.
Wow.
All right. No way that anybody can get excited about them. I mean, they lost to South Alabama. They have not been impressive in any way, shape, or form. Miami of Ohio started out 0-6. But if you look at their 0-6, now take away the opening game against Iowa, they lost by 4, they lost by 7, they lost by 7. They were in some games early, and then for whatever reason they go and they beat Kent State and all of a sudden turned it into a 6-game winning streak.
Yeah.
This is one of those games that's going to go one of two ways. Either Miami of Ohio is going to win or Mississippi State is going to blow them out of the water. I don't think there's going to be an in-between. But I am going to take Miami of Ohio in the upset. This is one of my upset specials for the bowl games.
Oh, great. Now I get to do the Goodpaster line. So are you going to have some guts or are you just going to copy us, Mike?
I'm going to copy you.
All right. Good to hear.
Miami of Ohio is only, the campus is only like 45 minutes from me. I've been to multiple Miami of Ohio games. I've actually coached for 7 or 8 years in a row their football camps there up to the last couple of years. And they were 0-6. Their quarterback from last year, their quarterback in the preseason tore an ACL. He came back in Game 7. They haven't lost since. He's thrown 15 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The SEC's overrated. Miami of Ohio wins.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now, you guys have got to be insane. Mississippi
Yeah, we
State
agreed with you.
And Mississippi State is a 14-point favorite. How can you guys possibly be going with Miami of Ohio?
Why are you trying to talk us out of it so bad?
Because I don't want you to agree with me.
Well,
I want to get this one right. I want to get this one right.
Well, you can still get it right. We just get it right, too.
Yeah, I just don't want you to get it right, too. Okay, another point to hate this game. This bowl game is 9 years old, and this will be its 4th different name. Okay, let's go on to the next one, which is the
worst bowl game ever played.
The Quick Lane Bowl.
What?
The Quick Lane Bowl.
Quick Lame Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, what is Quick Lame? I don't even know what that is. Okay, Maryland, Boston College. Mike does not want to go first. Brian, tell us.
I don't really care. I'll go first. I'm flipping a coin either way.
No, you won't.
Go ahead,
you won't, because I called on Brian. Thank you.
Okay.
Brian?
I hate this game.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to go first. I hate this game. I don't want to talk about it.
So just
honestly.
I'll say a team, and then we'll let us talk about it for 25 minutes.
I don't have.
All right, well, I'm going to go with Boston College just because I really can't take Maryland. So I'm going to go Boston College. I can't do it.
Okay. Go ahead, Mike.
No, Oz, you're picking next.
Oh, I'm picking next? Okay.
Yeah, because you always like to go last to see what we'll do. The only time you didn't when you thought you could get one up on us. Go ahead. You can pick.
No. It was a coincidence. I honestly thought both of you guys were going to go Mississippi State. I really did. Because I was surprised. I made that prediction. I watched all the stuff. I looked at the numbers. And then I made that prediction. And then I looked at the lines on these games. And I was like, 14? Really? Serious? What are they looking at that I'm missing? So I thought for sure that you guys were going to give me some brilliant line that I was missing.
Well, remember this. The line in Vegas.
Prove that I'm a dumbass.
The line in Vegas doesn't tell you who they think will win the game. They tell you what line will get the most money bet.
Yeah, trying to encourage betting.
Evenly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, but they don't want it all.
This game, or you're just going to keep dodging it and talking about random shit we've already discussed.
Okay. You send me on these tangents, and then you go,
Maryland
what
or
the
BC?
hell? Why
I didn't send you on a tangent. I said pick the next game.
So, okay. Here's what I got. I got BC's rushing defense is the 7th best in the country. The Eagles have been in 3 bowl games in the past 4 years. They haven't been especially impressive, but Maryland in their last 4 games has won 1, and that was against Rutgers. I'm going to go with BC.
A team that beat New Mexico. A team that beat New Mexico. I just figured I'd bring that up.
Yeah. Maryland is actually favored by a point in this game. Mike, are you going BC as well?
Who'd you pick?
BC.
I don't know. How many times have me and Brian disagree so far? Once or twice?
Once. I think Brian has the white. Yeah, that's your only disagreement.
Huh. Well,
yeah, because both of you guys took Navy. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like either one of these teams.
Thank you. That's what I said.
I know.
When
I wrote these, when you sent me these games, that was the one that stood out to me that I didn't even look up because it's stupid.
The Old Dominion game is the one I didn't look at.
Huh. Well, I guess I'll just go with BC too. Patrick Towles quarterback for him. He used to play at UK. All right.
Okay.
That's my tidbit too. The only problem is he hasn't played that well this year.
Right. Okay. So the last game, at least on our list, is the Independence Bowl, which happens on December 26th, the day after Christmas. Here's an SEC-ACC game because we need one more. There is actually 4 bowls between these 2 divisions this year.
I don't mind these teams, though.
Really? I mean,
I find this game interesting.
Okay. Why? Go. You stepped into it. Go.
I didn't step into anything.
Yeah, you did.
I just said that I found the game interesting. I think both teams are at least decent teams. I think NC State will win the game. I think they played the better competition in the ACC. There you go. I said it because I think the SEC is pretty weak this year. I'm going with North Carolina State. Okay. The running back is pretty good. I think he ran for over 1,000 yards. They've been kind of hit and miss this year. But then again, on the other side, you got Vandy. I mean, to beat Tennessee their last game out, but come on, Tennessee's shit. I'm going to go with North Carolina State.
I've got North Carolina State here, too. Here's my argument.
You do now, right?
No. See, the thing is, you make fun of me for taking notes, right? But then you're like, oh, you're just going with whoever we agree with or whatever.
Yeah,
no, I have the notes.
And then if me and Brian say something, you just agree with it automatically because you know you don't know anything. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. What a – oh, you're a great guy, Mike. You are my hero, I got to tell you.
Whatever.
Right. Okay, exactly. Okay. So the thing I don't like about Vanderbilt is this. My key stat for the game is this. They were exactly 0-2 in games when they had to pass more than they had to run. And I think that NC State gets out to an early lead, and that could seal the deal early for Vanderbilt. I'm taking NC State. The book on this game is 4.5-point favorites to NC State. What do you like in here, Brian?
Going with Vanderbilt.
With
Vanderbilt.
All right.
You want to make fun of Brian now for that there?
No, I don't. I love the gutsy pick. Okay. Great pick. Way to go, Brian.
No, I'm going with Vanderbilt. I really just having seen Vanderbilt the last couple games they won, Ole Miss and Tennessee. I think that's a program is starting to hit the stride. Their offensive coordinator, Andy Ludwig, who was out at San Diego State, really does a good job with the pro-style offense and doing some things. And I think they're starting to get there. Vandy is that team that, you know, they may contend for an SEC championship once, you know, every century, but it's a program that I think that can be that consistent 7-5, 8-4 team and surprise some people. I think is where they can eventually get. But the problem with Vandy is, unfortunately, they're a stepping stone coaching program. So as with Franklin, I mean, going to Penn State, that's the biggest problem for them. Is if anybody has any success there, they end up going somewhere else because you're just never going to contend for an SEC championship, let alone a national.
Nobody's ever going to pay the head coach of Vanderbilt $5 million a year, no matter what they do.
Exactly. So, but in this game, I like Vandy. I like I think NC State has played a good schedule, good competition, but I think Vandy right now they just look to be a better team. And so I'm going to go with Vandy in a little bit of an upset.
Well, Vanderbilt did score 83 points in their final 2 games. I mean, those were their highest scoring games of the year, just about. So they're definitely the hotter hand here. I just think NC State has enough to get out to that early lead, and I think that's it. That's it for them. Okay. Well, that's going to wrap our show as far as predictions go. But I'm sure, Mike, do you have anything else for me, Mike? I mean,
not really.
Any other critiques, personal, professional, or otherwise?
I don't even know what you just said, but I really don't.
Jeez. Okay, Mike's getting punchy here. All right.
I would say this next week.
There we go.
Tell everybody we got a show to pick all the other bowl games, but then we got a show on Tuesday with Bill Searcy, former Alabama lineman. Make sure you go out and check out his book High Tide on Amazon. It's a great read. That's all I got.
Really? That's all you got? Well,
I
mean, please. Okay. All right.
You've talked so much that now I just want to take a nap.
Yeah, Bill Searcy is a great guest on that show. We had a lot of fun the last couple of times he was on the show. Brian, what are your famous last words for our show tonight?
My famous last words are really not a whole heck of a lot this week, except for the fact I am looking forward to the Western Kentucky-Memphis game tomorrow. I am looking forward to that. That is going to be a track meet, and that's going to be a fun game to watch. Outside of that, I got nothing. I mean, you talk so much. I just looked at my phone, and it says 2018. So
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we missed 2000. The problem is we missed 2017.
Yeah, I'm sure
Ever since Dick Clark's no longer on that Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, it's never the same anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, yeah, these are the moments for sure. In any case, all right, well, I'm Oz Davis for thegruelingtruth.net. What can I say except tune in to thegruelingtruth.net for many great podcasts. We've got professional football podcasts focused on the Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Steelers, Packers, Raiders, Cowboys. Lots of teams, contenders and otherwise. We'll be doing that through the end of the year and into the playoffs. We've got lots of good stuff on Major League Baseball. We've got lots of good stuff on boxing. We've got lots of good stuff on college basketball, right, Mike? Who are we covering in college basketball these days? Xavier?
Yeah, we got
Cincinnati,
credentials for Xavier, UC, Northern Kentucky University, and a few others in the works. Plus, we got a top 25 that comes out every week. And we pretty much cover everything. And the basketball coverage will get more expansive as we head into January and the conferences. And
that's right. As football ends, we'll look to have more basketball at thegruelingtruth.net.
Yeah, and a lot of NFL draft stuff coming up, too.
Oh, yes. The NFL draft, the most exciting time of the year for NFL fans.
For a Rams fan, yeah.
Yes, at least in 31 of 32 markets, I think, in the NFL. In any case, I'm Oz Davis for my co-hosts Mike Goodpaster and Brian Schmidt. You have been listening to the Grueling Truths College Football Weekly Pick'em Show right here on thegruelingtruth.net. Have a great week, enjoy the games, and Merry Christmas.